We have the latest days of our live spoilers from Monday, June 6 to Friday, June 17. A shocking murder rocks Salem, and while the teasers don't come right out and say who bites the dust, we're pretty sure you'll be able to figure it out. Elsewhere, it sounds as if at least one local couple is going to make the leap from friends to lovers, and unfortunately, we'll also get a few more preemptions. Days of our live spoilers week of June 6. As an investigative reporter, Abigail is naturally going to wind up doing stories on things which might stir up trouble. But Chad hears alarm bells going off when his wife reveals what her latest story will be about. Is this the beginning of the end for Chabby, with the horrific fate that's been rumored for months finally coming to pass? Johnny lost Janelle thanks to Satan, but another rather devilish dude, his dad, Edge, urges the young man to fight for the woman he still loves. Meanwhile, when Allie needs a bit of advice about her romantic future, Will is there to help. Armed with the results of the medical tests Kayla ran, Sonny confronts Leo, accusing him of drugging those cookies he just couldn't resist. Guess that's one way to stay on a diet. Have people randomly poison the treats you might be tempted by. Days of our live spoilers for Tuesday, June 7. Everybody in Salem loves Marlena, right? Well, not quite everybody, it appears, because today, Jan goes off on everyone's favorite shrink. Perhaps not surprising given that Marlena is Team Belle. To say that John is not a fan of EJ would be an understatement along the lines of fans were ready to see the Devil storyline end. So it makes sense that Belle and her dad get into a fight about her spending so much time with Sami's ex. Meanwhile, another person who's not particularly fond of EJ, Lucas, is back in town, and the two men wind up exchanging blows. We can't decide if Chanel is the luckiest woman in the world, what with having both Allie and Johnny in love with her, or the unluckiest, given that today she will have to choose between them. Days of our live spoilers for Wednesday, June 8. Children wind up in the most unusual places, and you never know what they might find there. For example, Thomas goes poking around in the Die Mira basement, only to uncover Leo's hiding place. Meanwhile, the kid's mom, Abigail, is dangerously close to uncovering a secret. EJ has a dream about Belle, and we're guessing it doesn't involve her filing his legal briefs. Having apparently never heard that whole thing about loose lips sinking ships, Lucas fills Roman in on a secret. Days of our live spoilers for Thursday, June 9. Clyde knows how to play on the weaknesses of those around him. Is that the way he'll convince Lucas to do his bidding? Get the popcorn, because Abigail and Gwen are about to go at it again. How far will their latest battle go? Believe it or not, Marlena actually agreed to become Jan's therapist. But given how quickly their first session comes to an end, we can't help but wonder if the shrink realizes that this was a big mistake. Perhaps she could recommend Jan see Bold and Beautiful's tailor. Sean wants to know exactly what's going on between his estranged wife and EJ. Or at least he thinks he does. Days of our live spoilers for Friday, June 10. Lucas has been living on the edge for months now, even if that was largely happening off-screen. But now, with the walls closing in, will he prove that desperate times really do call for desperate measures? It's a showdown months in the making as Sarah finally has an opportunity to lash out at Gwen for everything she's done. Meanwhile, things take a horrific turn when Chad makes a discovery which shakes him to his core. They say absence makes the heart grow fonder, but sometimes, so does tragedy. Will worrying about the fate of their unborn child wind up bringing Sean and Jan closer?